The argument I'm going to make to you today is about understanding what we're up against. Although everybody on the panel is a signatory of the motion on Monday, we each have different views, as Kate intimated, about how we should play this big game, this great game that we're now in the middle of. Now we are here in the eye of the storm, and there is no greater issue to face Britain and Britain's political establishment today than a referendum on Europe. This point you're not going to applaud, but I want you to think, because it's very, very important, and we are at risk, if we're not careful, of being outplayed, as we have been too many times, by our opponents in this. What I do not want to see is us repeat history with this. And let me tell you why. I served as a Europe minister. My nickname at the time with the French was Monsieur Non, and with the Germans was Herr Niet. The reason was I spent most of my time blocking legislation, blocking things going forward, blocking changes in the treaty. My view is a little different to many in this hall. My view is this, that what we should do is decide what sort of Europe we want to be a member of, or how much of it we want to be a member of. People talk about slow lane and fast lane. I prefer outside lane and inside lane. I want to be in the outside lane, that's where you do the overtaking. The simple truth is that I want to say to the British people, my view is I want to say to the British people, this is what I want. I want to take back all of our justice and home affairs. I want to take back immigration. I want to take back the arrest warrant. I want to take back all of the control of our employment legislation. I want to take back all the health and safety legislation. I want to take back all of these things and more. And I want to say to the European Union, you cannot overrule us again. We will not ever let you overrule us again. I'm an old-fashioned Tory in that I believe the nation-state is a moral concept. If we used referenda sensibly and cleverly, not only would we give our people back their right, their control of their own sovereignty, because they own it, not me, not the government, not Parliament, they own the sovereignty, they own the future, we'd give that back. We'd also give ourselves a weapon which will allow us to dictate to the Union, not the other way round. That's where I would start. But then, when our negotiations had come back, I'd also ask for another referendum. And I'd want the British people to say yes or no to the conclusion. And why did I say this? Why is this important? Well, of course it's important because of democracy. At the end of the day, however, I will also reiterate Kate's point. It is important in this battle that we stay together. It's important that we make sure that the first and primary call is for a referendum. Don't worry about the details I've just been talking about. It's for a referendum. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing here is the British public and their rights. And I say this to the government and the leaders of all the parties. Do not refuse the people the right to answer the question just because you're afraid of what the answer should be. So you should not believe governments that tell you, we will just renegotiate, you leave it to us, we'll fix it, don't you worry yourselves.
The best I could do was to be the brake on the ratchet.